What's up everybody, welcome to another camera comparison video. Today I have this Huawei P50 Pro, Honor Magic 3 Pro, and you know that I already have this Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra as my daily drive for a long time. Yeah, this is the first time I'm using a Honor smartphone, Honor Magic 3 Pro, and also Huawei P50 Pro is the first Huawei smartphone that I'm using. Well, I had to buy all the smartphones. Nobody has ever sent me any review units. I wish that these brands start to send me review units. I also wish that you appreciate my hard work. I had to spend about 3000 US dollars only for this camera comparison video. Well, if you really like this video, then please don't forget to click on the like button and subscribe to this channel. Please support through content.
When you feel it's hopeless, when you think that you lost, oh, I will take your hand.
Okay, let's start with indoor photos. I know it's difficult to say which one is better without knowing the correct color, and without any hesitation, Mi 11 Ultra has most of the time rendered correct colors. Better shadow, better processing. You also need to understand Mi 11 Ultra already had 5 major updates and its camera is at the peak. But yes, there is a big change in Huawei P50 Pro performance after the latest update. Better white balance, correct exposure, most of the time slightly more details. Oh yes, Huawei is back on track. Yes, Honor Magic 3 Pro seems to be out of this contest. It does perform like a flagship, but beside these two monsters, performance of Honor Magic 3 Pro is not that great. In rare occasions, when Mi 11 Ultra and P50 Pro failed without any clue, Honor Magic 3 Pro photos looks gorgeous, but that happened only a few times. I am talking about indoor photos. But what happens if we go outdoor? I mean under bright daylight. Straight to the point, stylistic rendition of colors. Yeah, Huawei P50 Pro has a bit saturated and a bit artificially optimized color grading, which sometimes really looks cool, like eye candy, and sometimes I think it just goes far from reality. Dynamic range is almost the same, pretty similar, but once again Huawei with this new update just amazingly changed the performance of Huawei P50 Pro. Also, when I see Honor Magic 3 Pro has slightly better highlight and exposure management than Mi 11 Ultra, it surprises me. But I must mention that Mi 11 Ultra actually grabbed more details. Honor Magic 3 looks sharper due to its sharp textures and better tonal contrast. However, considering that Mi 11 Ultra has a flagship class Sony IMX586 48 megapixel sensor tagged to its ultra-wide lens, I'm not that happy to see Huawei and Honor has almost beaten Mi 11 Ultra with an average 13 megapixel sensor. This means Xiaomi need to improve their algorithm for ultra-wide photos. Look at this, the same place, the same time I have taken another set of photos, but this time these photos were taken with the main sensors of these smartphones. Mi 11 Ultra with GN2 50 megapixel sensor has done better to grab more details, while Honor Magic 3 Pro processed textures with efficiency and P50 Pro images a bit brighter. Yes, all of the photos in this comparison video was taken in auto mode and I have enabled AI and scene optimization. Most of the time I see people make comments like, you buy a super flagship smartphone and it will always perform. But the truth is, there are times when even a super flagship fails to take a good photo. Check the photo on the left and on the right, both failed. One took a wrong turn in color curve and another failed in white balance. But in the middle, Mi 11 Ultra really did perform better even in a harsh condition. Does this make Mi 11 Ultra the king? Now check this. This is one of the easiest scenes to grab. And Mi 11 Ultra failed to maintain exposure, contrast ratio and textures are processed like a mid-range, while Huawei P50 Pro continued to overprocess and Honor Magic 3 Pro produced the best image. Mi 11 Ultra continued to have a bit poor exposure. No, nothing serious, but not as good as Huawei P50 Pro. Honor Magic 3 Pro also continued to have warm color temperature. Yes, most of the time All of these three smartphones have really performed like super flagships and produced photos with superb sharpness, enormous details, very high dynamic range, well processed textures and shadows. But in general, Mi 11 Ultra and P50 Pro have more details. Mi 11 Ultra has better shadows. Honor Magic 3 Pro has a warm color temperature while P50 Pro has cold color temperature. Mi 11 Ultra actually stands in between, looks more natural. Considering all the aspects and features, I will stick to Mi 11 Ultra for reproducing true to life photos. But depending on your personal preferences, you may choose P50 Pro or Honor Magic 3 Pro. Mi 11 Ultra got the best sensor for its periscope lens among any smartphones which got a periscope lens. It's a Sony IMX586 48 megapixel sensor. I know, both the P50 Pro and Magic 3 Pro got the same 64 megapixel sensor, but that's inferior to Sony IMX586. Also, Mi 11 Ultra got true 120mm lens for 5x optical zoom, while P50 Pro got a 90mm lens for 3.5x optical and Magic 3 Pro has true 3.3x optical zoom. At 5x, Mi 11 Ultra is the king. You can come and bash me, fight with me, but check these photos. Correct skin tone, perfect color grading, more details, enough sharpness, better exposure and contrast. Let me crop in. Check by yourself. And it's not like once in a while Mi 11 Ultra is better. 8 out of 10 photos, Mi 11 Ultra has produced significantly better 5x or above zoom photos. Okay, it's time for human photography. Let's check some photos of Anna. Really, human photography is important to me cause I take a lot of photos of my friends and family. In our daily life, we don't want to make our friends look like a ghost. Also, if there is an amazing background, we don't want to lose the background too. On our Magic 3 Pro, well, it started to fail, started to fall behind. No, don't misjudge. On our Magic 3 Pro actually have good dynamic range, even if it has overexposed the subject, lost details in the subject, it applied heavy beauty effect and skin fairness. All these together with increased highlights and shadows turned the photos into something pretty and attractive. On the other hand, Huawei P50 Pro got more details, also a bit saturated and added beauty effect but not as much as Magic 3 Pro. I have noticed in some different occasions, Huawei P50 Pro white balance gets changed whenever there is a human subject in the frame. It gets a bit warm and that along with added fairness makes skin tone more natural. What about Mi 11 Ultra? Yes, a lot of details, remarkably well processed textures, perfectly well balanced color rendition, and true to life skin tone. Everything is fine, but no. Contrast and shadows are not that correct. If highlights and brightness was better, then Mi 11 Ultra would win this segment. But now, it's a bit difficult to select a winner of human photography between P50 Pro and Mi 11 Ultra. Both Huawei P50 Pro and Honor Magic 3 Pro can take portrait photos at 2x. Actually, all of these three smartphones takes portrait photos using the main sensor, but by default, P50 Pro and Magic 3 Pro adds digital cropping and gives bokeh photos 50mm portrait look. Colors and skin tone performance of both the Mi 11 Ultra and the P50 Pro are the same as those auto mode human subject photos. They have retained their own attributes, but Honor Magic 3 Pro has a bit warmer tone, skin fairness is not that heavy, which is surprising, colors are not that washed out, which is amazing. I need to mention there are some beauty effect on all of these three smartphones. Bokeh effect is equally great, but Mi 11 Ultra bokeh effect looks slightly heavier than the other two. Also, shadow and exposure is slightly better on P50 Pro. If you have watched my last camera comparison video between Huawei P50 Pro and Mi 11 Ultra, then you would understand. Huawei P50 Pro has just become way better after this latest update. Edge detection, edge cutouts, and separation between subject and background. It is really difficult to find which one is better cause all of these three performed like flagships, but in some rare occasions, when there is a harsh background. All of these three smartphones failed to detect hair strains. These video clips were recorded in 4K, to be specific 4K 30 frames per second. I really didn't know about the performance when I was recording these clips. When I have started to check on my computer, I have noticed that ugly saturation on Huawei P50 Pro, very high midtones and poor exposure along with light flares on the lens. Nope, this is not what I was expecting. But at the same time, it is true that Huawei P50 Pro grabbed more details. Skin tone, color rendition, shadow details, texture processing, sharpness, everything is marginally better than Mi 11 Ultra. Definitely, Mi 11 Ultra and Huawei P50 Pro stabilization is far better than Honor Magic 3 Pro. There is awkward jitteriness and jelly effect on Magic 3 Pro. Moreover, sometimes, especially under halogen lamp or surroundings with different colors lighting, Honor Magic 3 Pro adds some color cast. Among these three smartphones, I would select Huawei P50 Pro for night videography. Which one would you select? I'm truly amazed. At the same time, I'm a bit tired. Really, the photos you are watching in this comparison video are the hand-picked ones out of almost 250 photos. In most of the photos, performance seems to be similar, but as usual, there are differences. In most of my camera comparison videos, Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra won the battle without much of a trouble, especially in night mode comparison. But this time Huawei P50 Pro has really fought hard. P50 Pro, like Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra, also produced photos which are rich in details, processed shadows and textures correctly, and removed noise without hurting the image quality. However, Mi 11 Ultra is still better in exposure management and colors are most of the time within the boundary of reality. But wait, I'm not disappointed with the performance of Honor Magic 3 Pro, cause it did really well within its capabilities. Did better than many other flagships. In my camera comparison videos, I talk about DENS in night mode. I check details, exposure, noise and shadow. In most of the photos, P50 Pro and Mi 11 Ultra grabbed enough details. Exposure is moderately better in Mi 11 Ultra. Noise removing algorithm on P50 Pro still needs to get better. Honor Magic 3 Pro is far behind and yeah, Mi 11 Ultra is ahead. And when we check the shadows, it's very difficult cause both the Huawei P50 Pro and Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra performed quite well. Well, all of these three smartphones can record very crisp, super sharp 4K 30 frames per second videos in daytime. Stabilization is really very good on all of these three, but it seems Mi 11 Ultra did a bit better. In terms of details, textures and shadows, all of these three actually performs very good. A lot depends on personal preferences. People actually have different type of choice, different type of requirements, and if you are looking for good 4K 30 frames per second video recording, then you can choose any of these three. Actually, depending on your choice and preferences, you can go with Huawei P50 Pro or Honor Magic 3 Pro, but I would prefer Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra. Please check these video clips carefully and let me know which one is actually better, which one would you select for video recording. Well, you check carefully which one has reproduced my skin tone correctly, which one has rendered colors correctly. Check which microphone is working better and then make a comment, let me know. Outside it's raining heavily. Actually I came to pick my Vivo iQOO 8 Pro and then I'm recording this video. Well, one request, I had to buy all these smartphones with my own money. Nobody has sent any review units, so if you end up liking this video, if you find this video helpful, then please don't forget to click on the like button and please subscribe to this channel. I know we can take selfie photos with the rear camera of Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra, but I didn't do that. I took all these selfie photos using the front or selfie camera of all these three smartphones. Differences are pretty minimal. The differences are actually in color rendition, white balance and tonal contrast. Once again, it all depends on personal preferences. Like Jennifer would choose the photos in the middle, the photos grabbed with Mi 11 Ultra. I would choose the photos on the left. the photos grabbed with Huawei P50 Pro. So one more time, depending on preferences, you may go with any of these. I will leave these selfie photos for you. You check these photos carefully, selfie photos and selfie portraits, and then make a comment which one actually did better. There is an international smartphone giveaway going on. I will actually give away my Huawei P50 Pro and OnePlus 9R to two of my active subscribers. If you are subscribed to this channel, make a nice valid comment and I will pick the winners based on the comments. But please don't spam cause that will get you disqualified. Okay, it's time to wrap up, it's time to give a verdict. I think Huawei P50 Pro is really doing good after that update. And if Huawei can push another update and increase the performance, then that will really be threatening for Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra. After I have done this camera comparison video, I have started to use Huawei P50 Pro as my main camera smartphone. But if we put all the features, all the aspects together, I would say Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra is still the king. What do you think? Please don't forget to make a comment and share your thoughts and ideas in the comment section below. Also, if you have liked this video, then please don't forget to click on the like button and subscribe to this channel.
Standing up, everybody's gonna see it. Oh, all you need to know is that we're holding on.